Everyone thinks form builders just collect data. You make a form, people fill it out, and then the responses sit in a dashboard or a Google Sheet. That's it. But what if your form data could write your website copy? Or what if your sales conversations could shape your next form? Or my favorite, what if every tool in your business made the other tools smarter? And today, I am going to show you how to build and analyze forms inside Claude using Tally's new MCP. And you could do all of this without ever opening your Tally dashboard. Let's get into it. Now, before we dive in, I do have a special offer for you if you are getting started with Tally today. Click the first link down below in the description and you're gonna get 50% off your first 3 months when you use that link. And that's off of any paid plan. Now, Tally's new MCP is really important, but just to be clear, an MCP just means your apps can plug directly into your favorite AI assistant like Claude, and then take action on your behalf. You don't need to code anything, there's no copying and pasting between tabs, no Zapier connections either, you just describe what you want in plain English. And this is huge for any business that forms are part of your funnel. Tally's MCP is free on any plan, so whether you are on the free tier or you are paying, you could do everything I'm about to show you at no extra cost. Now, let me take you through the setup. You'll just want to open up Claude, and right here where there is the plus sign, we're gonna click on that, and then we're gonna go to connectors. You can see I have a lot of my favorite tools that I use to run my business already connected, and now we're gonna add Tally. And so what I'll do is I'll go to manage connectors, and then from here I'm gonna click the plus sign and then do add custom connector. Then I'm gonna go to Tally's docs, and they have this page called MCP server. And all you need to do is copy this URL right here, and we are gonna take that and paste it in right here. I'm gonna call it Tally, and just like that, we'll hit add. And just like that, you can see the logo here. Now we're gonna want to connect our account. So I'll hit connect. Since I'm already logged in, it already knows who I am, and I will authorize. And just like that, we have set up the entire MCP. And just take a look at everything you could do. So you could extract the brand, fetch insights, fetch submissions. There's a lot more here. You could apply logic, configure blocks, create blocks. We're gonna do some of this stuff in a moment. You can see there is a lot that you could do with this MCP. And honestly, the possibilities are endless. We're gonna touch on a few core use cases that I love. All right, so now that that is connected, Claude can now build, edit, and read your Tally forms. So the first thing we're gonna do is build a form. So here I'm gonna ask, build me a form that is a client intake form with name, email, budget ranges from 0 to $5,000, 5,000 to 10, 10 to 20, and then 20 to 50,000, and then 50,000 plus, and include a spot for them to include project details. All right, that's all I'm gonna put. I'm gonna hit enter. And now let's see what it does. Now, if you take a look here, this is a bit of a demo account, but you can see that I have 2 forms currently. We're gonna go back to Claude, and without even having to mention Tally, it knew what I was looking for, and it's just asking for permission, so I'm gonna allow it, and it's gonna start to get to work. Okay, great, I'll allow it. Now, let's see what it did. This literally took just a few moments, and you can see that it gave me the form URL right here, and so we're gonna open that up and take a look. Literally everything I asked for is here. It's presented, it has a title, it has the right intake boxes, everything is set up. If I go back to my actual Tally dashboard, you could see it just populated the form as well. And this means that if you were literally on the go and you think of a form that you need to create, you could just pull out your Claude app and just say, hey, go create this form with these specific fields, or whatever fields you think are most important, make it happen. And just like that, you could create a form on the go that you could send to a potential client, the next step with a client, for a testimonial, for an intake form, whatever it is. Now let's edit the form. All right, so I gave it a bit of my thoughts on what I want to edit with this form, so we'll send that in and see what it does. Now let's take a look at the 2 updates that were requested. So I'll go in here and refresh the form. As you can see, it added the phone number and it also made the project budget a drop down. And this means that you could build a form instantly and never have to touch the builder. Now, let's make this interesting because this is where you could take everything in your entire tech stack and make them all play together really, really well. The first thing we're going to do is analyze the last 10 submissions we just got for our intake form and get a better sense of who our clients are and make sure that we're asking the right questions if we need to be more specific in our form or adjust anything in our process. Let's start with this. All right, so let's take a look and see what it came up with. Said here, I pulled and analyzed 10 submissions, and here is what you're gonna see. Your 20K plus leads share a very specific DNA. Pulled out some of their info and then a little bit more about smaller budgets, and then it pulled out the ideal customer profile. Just think about how powerful this is. Rather than you having to copy and paste or remember what you copied last time, and if there's new submissions and pasting that into Claude, you could just ask, go take a look at this specific form and tell me more about X, Y, or Z. Also, think about if you have a form that collects testimonials and you're creating content or copy, well, you could say, make sure to pull a testimonial for this new copy from our Tally form. And as you can see, the possibilities here are endless. Now, let's take a look at a bit of the copy it's generated. Stop losing qualified leads to a site you're embarrassed to share. That is really good. Subheadline, primary call to action, problem section, why work with me, who this is for, final CTA, it's all here. And what I love about this is that the reverse is also true. You can maybe be building out your website, have been working on it for months, had a lot of conversations with Claude, and then you could say, can you actually build out the best form for this copy? Or you could do one more thing that I think is very interesting. Watch this. Great, now I'm gonna send that in. So what it's gonna do, it's now using different tools that we have to understand our entire sales process and our funnel to then generate a form that is relevant to that process. And as you can see, it's using other MCPs I have connected like Granola. I could also use my email. I could also connect my CRM. Again, the possibilities here are endless. All right, great. I literally just sent in that one prompt and it did all the work. It went through all of my Granola meetings with brands. And then from there, you could see it built this form. Now we're gonna take a look at it together for the first time. Let's take a look here. So first, we have the brand intake form. This is great. There's even a little text here that talks through it. We're gonna ask for the brand or product name, contact email, website, one line description of the product. Amazing. Then page 2, about the product. What does the product actually do? Awesome. Who is it for? Top 3 to 5 features we should highlight. What makes you different from the alternatives? Main competitors, that's great. Common objections, amazing. Pricing plans, all right, great. Free trial, everything. Literally including everything. This is actually incredible. This is really important as well. Compliance and disclaimers to keep in mind because every brand is different. Final deliverables, deal type, how do we access the product, brand assets, target publish date. Amazing. Literally the most in-depth form to understand everything that we're gonna ask every single brand. And what I love too is it actually thought through the process of making some of the information optional so that the brand doesn't feel like they have to fill out every single detail. Now, I've shown you a few use cases, but I am gonna fill the screen with a lot more use cases. From spinning up an event registration page in seconds, or creating a custom feedback survey instantly, or adding, removing, or reordering fields without the builder, cloning a high-performing form as a template, score and rank leads from your intake submissions, and the list goes on and on. Forms just got a whole lot more powerful with Tally's MCP, and if you are ready to get started with Tally, you could get started today for free with that first link down below in the description. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you want more content like this, subscribe. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.